Hey guys, what's up? It's Hope, and I wanted to make sure and give you an update really quick. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and I went in this morning to have my post-IUI progesterone checked, and my doctor also wanted me to have a fasting glucose test done too. She had never done that on me before, and it's been a long time since I had one done, so she kind of wanted to check that out too. One thing I've noticed about this specialist that we're seeing, our new specialist, she's very thorough, which I really appreciate, and since I hadn't had a fasting glucose test done in a while, I had to do that this morning because she really wanted to go ahead and get that done. Basically what they were checking for this morning was my progesterone levels. The way that the nurse described it to me was they like the progesterone level to be above a 10 to ensure that I ovulated this last cycle for my IUI, and she did explain to me that mine would probably be a little higher than normal because I am taking the vaginal suppositories of progesterone every night. And so they have me on that to actually prevent miscarriage. So the last thing we want to do is go through all of this, and I've never been pregnant before, obviously, and my body start to reject the pregnancy. So it basically just prevents that from happening. And then, so let me just kind of recap this last week. Basically, I've been taking estrace or estrace. It's basically the pill version of estrogen. And then taking that one tablet every day, and then also taking the vaginal suppository every single night before I go to bed. And then let's see, October 1st, which was yesterday, I gave myself, or my husband actually gave it to me, I took a mini dose of Avidrel, which is typically the shot that you take to induce ovulation. And the reason why my doctor wanted me to take a mini dose after the IUI is to prevent any sort of implantation bleeding or bleeding that might occur in the early stages of pregnancy. She explained to me that blood is toxic to an embryo, and the last thing we want is to cause any sort of bleeding or to have any sort of bleeding and that affect an embryo. So that's why I had to give myself, or I got my husband to give it to me, because I cannot do it. I've tried and there's just no way. Plus it's really cool to have him be a part of it, and he doesn't mind doing it. So I took a mini dose of Avidrel last night, 125 micrograms I believe, and then I went in bright and early this morning for my fasting glucose and to check my progesterone. I went in this morning, got the blood work done. It was really quick, and then my husband and I went and ate breakfast, and it wasn't long after that that they actually already had the results to me. Like I said before, they wanted anything above a 10 because that would ensure that I did ovulate. I read online that if you use a trigger shot to ovulate, you have like a 99% chance of ovulation. Your body just cannot ignore that hormone in your body. And so sure enough, my progesterone level was high. It was actually 30, but the nurse did explain, obviously, like I said before, that they expected it to be a little high because I have been on the vaginal progesterone suppository. So they're just pumping me full of progesterone to make sure that I don't miscarry. And it's just basically helping keep my levels high to allow for a nice, comfortable place for an embryo to thrive in. So I was really excited with that number, but I really have no indicator of if I'm pregnant or if I'm not. Sorry guys, I had a call. I'm still having a lot of symptoms and side effects from the medicine, and it's really kind of ridiculous and so confusing in the fact that all of the side effects or symptoms from the medicine are exactly the same as early pregnancy. So my boobs are swollen, they ache, they've got to where they just throb, they hurt so bad. I'm still having cramps in my lower stomach, not as severe and constant as I was having, but definitely they're still there, and they kind of come and go. I'm definitely still tired. I just literally woke up from a nap. I'm so tired. Normally I'm not a big napper. And then another thing, this morning, it was the first morning that I've actually been nauseous. Now, I mean, it could have easily been something I ate or not having eaten all morning long. That's probably what it was, because I have to eat breakfast, especially post VSG. And so that could have been it, but it was kind of weird. This is something that you won't find someone who has struggled with infertility praying for. But I literally I just closed my eyes and just prayed for morning sickness. Lord, please just give me morning sickness, because that will be a good indicator that things are going as planned, and I refuse to complain about how I'm feeling or anything related to the possibility of me being pregnant, because I've prayed for and hoped for this for so long. And I know that makes me sound like a crazy person for all you moms out there that have experienced crazy morning sickness or just any sort of horrible symptoms that come with being pregnant, but I've longed for this my entire life, and so I refuse to not, expect any sort of crazy things to happen, like not have any side effects or symptoms of pregnancy. So I ask for them and I pray for them every single day. So the next step is going to be, I have an appointment with my specialist on Tuesday. It's kind of just a checkup with me to see how I'm doing. My cycles are still very irregular, so I'm technically supposed to start my period if I go by last month on Sunday, but I don't know if I will or not. I'm just not sure. I'm praying that I won't, but since my IUI was so late in my cycle, I'm not sure how that's going to work. So I'm just going to continue hoping and praying that it doesn't come, and that we have fertilized our egg and we have an embryo now, we have a baby, and I'm just trying to keep my mind in a really good place. We still are very optimistic. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't feel different, but I don't want to chalk that up to knowing that I'm pregnant, because some people say, when you know you're pregnant, and I don't know what that feels like, so I couldn't really tell you that I know that I'm pregnant. I just know that I feel very different, but then I'm also on a lot of medicine, and that kind of confuses things. So it's not your normal situation. So I just want to check in with you guys and let you know how I'm feeling and how I'm doing, and to give you an update on my blood work this morning, that everything looked great. My progesterone level was high, everything looked good, and I will be going back to the doctor on Tuesday, October 6th, which is next week, and I will give you all an update after that appointment too. So I will see you guys again next time. Bye!